For the third straight night as ICE continues its immigration crackdown there. Overnight, officials declared the protests in Minneapolis.
All around the U.S., immigration has become a defining issue. While thousands of migrants are apprehended by ICE, we hear the headlines, but have we heard the first-hand stories?
Tensions flaring between residents and masked federal officers.
I'm a teacher in San Jose. I teach music, middle school music, instrumental. I'm married to a Colombian citizen. Oh my God, he's a better person than I am. He had immigration court on May 23rd. The government attorney makes a motion to have the case dismissed. My husband basically went back and forth with the judge for a few minutes of like, I just want more time to be able to present my case. This was for asylum. The judge ultimately gave him, I forget exactly how many days, I think it was 10 days from May 23rd to make a written response to the motion. We walked out of the courtroom. As soon as we walked out of the courtroom, they just all came at us. One of them grabbed my arm and was pulling me away from him. The rest of them, I don't remember how many there were. There were at least 3 others, if not more. So those other 3, they all surrounded him and they pulled him away from me. And then I heard the handcuffs. And then we actually go, this officer, he then starts to talk to me and sort of explain what was going on. And he said that my husband was being detained because, in his words, because the case had been dismissed. That did not happen. The case was still active. We had that 10 days still that we could have made a response and potentially fought to keep the case open. It had not been dismissed.
While Shaylin tells her story, the legal perspective offers broader insight.
Shaylin and her husband was not represented in immigration proceedings, and he was going to one of his preliminary hearings, and while he was there, the government dismissed his case on the spot, which is crazy. And the minute he walked out of the courtroom, he was apprehended by ICE agents and sent down to Southern California.
This facility was a large room. Essentially, imagine a low ceiling gymnasium. So hard floors, boring white walls, like nothing really interesting. Rows and rows and rows of bunk beds, some tables, some plastic chairs, large jugs of water. That's all I could see. The way that he described the bathroom situation, it was like half walls that he said that covered literally nothing. He said the people, or in his house at Walker, men with the worst bunk assignments or bed assignments were less than 5 feet away from the toilets. And there's just no privacy. The showers, at least, were in the same facility, and they at least had just plastic curtains. So that was the only privacy they seemed to be given throughout. Let me put it this way. While he was in the facility, he was not handcuffed or chained at all. But when they are moving detainees, they are not just handcuffed, but their ankles and feet are chained as well. And those don't come off until they are in another facility. So he was brought from McFarland to Bakersfield, and they stayed there overnight, no beds. And then from Bakersfield, they went through, I think he said, San Diego to pick up some more detainees. And from in that time, he was handcuffed, chained, all that. And then from San Diego to Arizona, still chained. He started asking for voluntary departure maybe mid to end of July. And then they said, oh, hold on, we can't give you an answer until August 3rd, I think it was, because we need to see if you and your lawyer are going to appeal the decision for the bond hearing from July 1st. We're not going to. Just give us an answer.
But government delays and obstructions just continued.
They don't want judges following the law. That's my opinion. That might get me thrown into jail, but I really don't think they want people. They just want to do what they want to do. I think this is Gestapo-esque tactics. I don't think this is a good thing for our country.
But some people attest ICE cruelty to other reasons. Prominent activist and founder of Numbers USA says,
if there had not been sanctuary cities, and if the states had been cooperating in the first place, there would be no need for these sweeps. The sanctuary cities thing is kind of an imprecise term, but the main thing is if all the states would allow ICE to be at the jails and be notified each time an illegal immigrant is being released, then there would be far, far less need for aggressive sweeps looking for them in the neighborhoods.
For the next month, because this was still mid-August, for the next month, we're just like waiting on a judge to officially grant the voluntary departure. But during that wait, and I truly believe they did this on purpose, during that wait, twice, even though it was not legal for them to even give him voluntary departure yet, twice the immigration officers in Louisiana took him out of the facility, drove him, I don't know, an hour and a half to the military airport saying, we're sending you home now.
this humiliation that Aniello experienced left Shaylin with a plea for humanity to every American.
I think it's terrible what they are doing. It kind of reminds me of what we went through. And I hope they're able to stop this.
When I saw the country incarcerating immigrants in prisons that looked a lot like the prisons that the country put my family in the same locations in the desert, lines for the mess hall. There were a lot of similarities, family separation.
These are still human beings with families. Not every single person, even close to it, who's being detained deserves everything that's happening to them. It is not too late to make a change on your end. These immigrants are literally just trying to live their lives.